Welcome to the Michigan Runner Show. Join us each time as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great sport.
Carter Sherline for Michigan Runner News. And unfortunately, 2 days ago, Olympian star athlete at EMU, at Eastern Michigan University in the mid-1990s, and then Olympian in 1996, Paul McMullen passed unexpectedly. It was a skiing accident, not far from his hometown, as I understand it. And I've asked Ron Warhurst, at one time at Michigan's coach, and then now coaching, I guess privately, but elite athletes and professional ranks, to say a few words about Paul. So welcome, Ron.
Thank you very much. Kind of a difficult time for people related to Eastern Michigan track and field, with Mr. Parks passing away, then the sudden devastating loss of Paul McMullen.
One day apart.
Yeah. I saw many times. I saw Paul McMullen's back, watching him go down the backstretch in the lead, and watching my fellows in Michigan chasing him. He had a fantastic miler, a great athlete in all aspects. He played football in high school, so he came to Eastern, I believe, as a 4:18 miler, and Bob Parks turned him into an Olympian. So that's a great setting. He'll be missed as well. He was I thought I heard that he was out kayaking the morning of, and then skiing in the afternoon, and that seemed to be the type of person he was, full of energy all the time, always going 110%. I think after it was 1999, 2000, he might have been a little earlier than that. He had an accident with a lawnmower and cut several of his toes off. And I used to tease him, call him no toes, and he didn't like that very much. He got pretty angry with me. So it was a year or so that he finally calmed down. And anyway, he wanted to make a comeback for the 2001, 2003, I believe it was the World Championships. And he had called Kevin Sullivan, because Kevin was on top of his game at the time. And Paul knew that he needed to have to train with somebody equal to or better than his ability levels at the time if he wanted to make his comeback. So he called Kevin and asked Kevin if he could come over and train with us. So Kevin asked me, what do you think? I said, hey, it's up to you. You're the one that's going to, deal with it on the track. I said, it'd be great for both of you. You both will be able to help each other out and hand in hand. And they were, acquaintances and friends before that. So it was in the spring of that year that Paul came over, and he was a stout fellow, and he had a few pounds to lose. He might have been 180 at the time and had to race at 170 or 72, but we got him into shape, and he was quite surprised. He was so powerful that he would overstride, and he'd reach his arms out, and he was so muscular he could pull his way through and muscle his way through a lot of races at the end. And I told him, I said, we got to change your arm carriage a little bit. I said, you got to shorten it up and tuck him a little bit more. And I said, you're going to be a lot faster. And I said, you have to shorten your stride, and he was, oh, I don't know. I said, well, just try it. So we got going with it. And I said, okay, let's this was a couple of times we practiced. Like, let's see if you maintain. We want to get you running as fast as you can for as long as you can without tying up. So I said, we'll do a couple 300. So the third 300, I said, now you really got to light it up and see what you got. And, put 100% into this and see how you feel. So he ended up and he got going. He ran 35.2 for the 300. And he was jumping around afterwards. Why didn't you tell me about this years ago? Why didn't you tell me? I said, because I didn't want you to beat my athletes, because I knew how fast he could be if he had, if he got that up. So then he went into he made it to the USA Championships, and with running a 3:43, that just got him into the meet at the time. And everybody says, McMullen, he's over the hill. He's not going to make it. And so he got through the first round. He got through the second round. We're into the finals, and people go, what's McMullen doing here? He ran 3:41 for one of the prelim rounds, and that's like his best in 2 or 3 years. And so the finals came around, And I just said, remember, you have to shorten your stride coming home. You got to pump your arm, shorten up that stride. And he did. And he came around the turn and he was in about fourth or fifth and he shortened up and he's coming down the straightaway. And he lunged at the finish, didn't fall, kept his balance. We looked up at the scoreboard and it was first, second, he was third. So it was, he completed what he wanted to do. He made the team and he was just so happy about it. And his agent said, well, we got to get him to Europe because we got to get him to get the qualifying standard. Back then you could do that. And he said, got to leave within a couple of days. And I said, I don't think so. I said, I think his wife just had her baby a week ago. I said, and he needs 2 or 3 more workouts. I got to give him 2 or 3 more workouts. He really didn't need him, but I didn't want him to leave his family. So his agent said, okay. I said, I'll give you back to you in 2 weeks. So Paul came home, spent time with his family, gave him 2 more workouts. And he was going to fly to, I believe it was Amsterdam, and get in a race that the next, while he was leaving this in the evening. So he stayed up all that night on the plane, walking up and down, doing this, took a little cat nap in the morning and raced in the afternoon, that afternoon. And he ran 3:35.1 or 3:34. I can't remember, but he got a qualifying time. He didn't rest it. And he ran over at night, ran that race and left the next morning and flew back. So with 48 hours, he flew to Europe, qualifying time and came back. That's how tough he was. And I believe he made it to the finals in the World Championships that year. That's a keeper story for Paul McMullen. He'll be he's going to be missed as well. He was extremely close with Mr. Parks, Coach Parks, and I think Sue probably has talked about that too. I think he was just there like a week ago before Coach Parks passed away.
That's what I had read on Facebook, some of Sue's comments, and it was that morning. So the morning, I guess that was of the 4th. Paul had commented, had written a dedication to Coach Parks.
I had just seen Paul 2 weeks ago. He was at a high school meet over at Lincoln. They've got a brand new 300-meter track over there. And Paul had a young boy with him. I think he was a 12-year-old. He was coaching and working with him. I don't think it was his son, but it was a young man that he had befriended in this track club that he was working with. And the young boy ran 4:56. And that was the weekend after that Hobbs Kessler had broke the high school record, 3:57. So the young boy was really excited to meet Hobbs Kessler, and Paul was very, very gracious in introducing him to Hobbs Kessler. So those are the types of people that we'll be missing in track and field.
Okay. Thank you for talking about some of your memories of Paul McMullen.